What is up, everyone? It is an absolute gorgeous day in October in Vermont. We're at Lake Champlain, and behind me is Arnold Bay. This is a really cool historical spot because the Revolutionary War was actually fought a little bit in Lake Champlain, and what happened in the Battle of Valcour Island, a little bit up north, the British pretty much outgunned a lot of the American troops. The person that was commanding that army was Benedict Arnold. So around October in 1776, he came back down south, went to this bay, ending up destroying and setting fire to his entire fleet because he didn't want the British to come down, confiscate the boats, use their boats. But it was a really brave and bold move to have him come down here and prevent the British fleet from moving back down south. And what I want to do is I want to throw my snorkel gear on. I want to get here in Arnold's Bay, see what's living in here, see if there's fish. I've already saw a couple that are flopping. It's a really cool historical spot, so hopefully I can see some cool things, and let's do it. You know, I can't really think of a better day to come out, come snorkeling. You can see that some of the trees on the Adirondack side are starting to change. The weather's just gorgeous, the sun's shining. It's a beautiful October day. Oh no, the wetsuit string broke. I guess I'm gonna have to fix that. It's super unfortunate. All right, I don't know how well this is gonna work, but I ended up having an extra GoPro handler, and what I did, I took like a little handheld wrist strap thing, took that off, put it on the back of my wetsuit. So now I'm able to at least grab back here and rip up the zipper. Oh yeah, that's way better. You never know what you're gonna experience before you go out snorkeling. It works. So hopefully it stays with me. Let's go relive some history and see what's in Arnold's Bay. It's gonna be exciting. Lake Champlain is home to roughly 300 documented shipwrecks scattered across this historic body of water, and this was my first ever expedition to see one of them. For centuries, Lake Champlain served as a vital strategic and commercial corridor. From the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812 through the 19th century era of industrial shipping and luxury steamliners. With that much boating traffic, shipwrecks were inevitable. Fortunately for us, the lake's cold, dark waters have preserved many of these vessels remarkably well. Water clarity was poor due to a phytoplankton bloom, which made the water look thick, almost like green snow drifting past my mask. Despite the poor visibility, I kept swimming forward, determined to find Arnold's ship. Partway through the dive, I noticed something that didn't look natural: rectangular structures on the bottom. They were covered in zebra mussels and stood out sharply from the irregular shapes of the surrounding bedrock. I'm still not entirely sure what they were or where they came from. Nearby, I found clasping leaf pondweed, a native aquatic plant with distinctive oval leaves that wrap around the stem and provide excellent fish habitat. Right next to it was Eurasian water milfoil, an invasive species not native to Vermont. While I don't know exactly when it arrived in Lake Champlain, it was introduced in the United States as early as the 1940s and has since become widespread. Along the way, I encountered several smallmouth bass, a native species in Lake Champlain, and always curious about divers. I also saw a largemouth bass, a close relative in the same genus, Micropterus. Arnold Bay had several modern sailboats moored in place. Seeing them underwater was interesting, but I was searching for something far older. The mooring themselves provided excellent habitat for bass, and as expected, they were heavily colonized by zebra mussels, which will attach to almost anything. I moved toward the center of the bay, which covers roughly 27 acres or 10.9 hectares, with an average depth of about 8 feet or 2.5 meters. I came across a rock pile and several large logs, but I'm unsure if they were part of the Congress wreck. Then, finally, I saw what I'd come for. This was the remains of Benedict Arnold's sunken vessel, the Congress. Resting on the bottom were massive, curved timbers, old-growth wood that once formed the ribs and planking of the ship's hull. It was likely constructed in 1776 in Skenesborough, now known as Whitehall, New York. The ship played a role in helping American forces evade the British following the Battle of Valcour Island. Seeing it still preserved underwater was surreal, especially with surprisingly few zebra mussels attached to the wood. I continued swimming along the shoreline where exposed bedrock was heavily encrusted with zebra mussels. The lake bottom here was mostly bedrock, with scattered patches of both native and non-native aquatic plants. Lake Champlain's geology is surprisingly complex. Ancient metamorphic rocks like gneiss and quartzite from the Adirondacks lie beneath younger sedimentary layers, limestones and shales, deposited when this region was once covered by a tropical sea. These calcium-rich sediments shape the lake's soils, water chemistry, and ecosystems today. In areas where the phytoplankton bloom thinned, patches of clean sand appeared, and that's when I noticed movement along the bottom. Small fish, tessellated darters, were darting between the rocks and sand. Like most darters, they lack a swim bladder, which keeps them anchored to the lake bottom rather than floating up into the water column. I also came across a crayfish that had just finished molting, a critical life stage where it pulls its entire body out through a small crack in its old exoskeleton. Crayfish go through this process multiple times throughout their lives as they grow. By the end of the dive, I was surprised by how little trash I found. Just a few fishing lures and this tape measure, which was somehow still working. I always enjoy leaving the lake a little cleaner than I found it. So that is gonna be the end of the day. Ended up having a pretty solid day snorkeling. Unfortunately, there was a couple things. Number one, there was definitely a blue-green algae bloom, some cyanobacteria. The water was really cloudy. Number two, actually it did end up speaking to a local historian, and they gave me a little bit more backstory on Benedict Arnold and how he sunk the ship. I guess there's only really one ship that they actually sunk in there, and that would have been the Congress, so that would be the one that I actually did see with big planks, which is really cool. All the other ships they brought up on shore ended up trashing them there. So all in all, beautiful day. Really cool being underneath the water. Really cool seeing a shipwreck. They're never really what you think they're gonna be, especially these really old ones back in 1776. So it's been there forever, but still cool to see some of the remnants there. And yeah, a lot of historical background with that, which is pretty sweet. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate everyone's support. Doing these videos is really fun for me. I love going outside, underneath the water, and seeing what we could see, and really just share that experience with you all on YouTube. It's just really just a beautiful experience. So thank you so much again. I really appreciate it, and we will see you next time underneath the water.